Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online Hildebrand. In the last episode, we finished up the Stormblood section of the Hildebrand quest series, where we found out that Akabono, well, we first rescued Shigure from having to commit seppuku, and then we found out that Akabono was using a drug to manipulate people, and we figured out who he was working with. He tried to drug and manipulate Godbert Mandeville of all people, and that didn't go well for them. And so we brought down the Justice, and got the Wolf Burglar his sword back. The Wolf Burglar then, we let him go, and yeah, everything should be nicely resolved there. Though in the process, Gilgamesh and Hildebrand got transported into an interdimensional rift, because of course they did. So, we now need to pick up with the Endwalker Hildebrand quests, because as I mentioned before, there were no Shadowbringers Hildebrand quests, so we need to pick up. And then this is what actually leads to the new relics. I probably won't be showing the relic stuff, since it's really all not that important. We'll be just sticking to the Hildebrand story quests and working through those. So, we are in Raz-dat-Han, and we start by talking to the excitable youth over here, who is none other than our Lalafell stalker. Oh, hello. The pungent Lalafell can scarcely conceal his excitement. Wait, I know you. We met in Kugane. You're the stone-cold killer I asked to look after the love of my life. What's that look for? Surely you haven't forgotten me. You and me, we had a moment, a connection. Not like the one I've got with her, of course, but I know I left an impression. Thanks, considering how many blows to the head I've taken. I'm lucky I haven't forgotten my own name. The creepy little bastard who smells like cheese and followed Nash to Kugane after stalking her for over 5 years? Yes. Hey, there's nothing creepy about my love. It's as pure as the pristine waters of a forest stream. Fair point about the cheese stink, though. But enough about me. This is about Miss Nashu. Ever since she got sucked into that weird portal back east, I've been scouring the world for any sign of her. I was this close to giving up, but then huzzah, I found her here in Raz-dat-Han. Normally, I'd be happy to get back to playing the silent invisible guardian, but she seems pretty distressed by the plight of her inspector friend. He's here too, but laid up and showing no signs of waking anytime soon. My Nashu has been fashioning all sorts of medicines in hopes of rousing him, but to no avail. I mean, I couldn't care less if he kicked the bucket, but I hate seeing her like this. She's liable to work herself to death. So, what say you? Will you deliver my dearest Nashu from her plight? You'll find her over at the High Crucible, no doubt slaving over an alembic. With that, I'll get back to cheering her on from the shadows. You too, I guess. Now go, quickly, save my beloved. Alright then. The High Crucible. Alright, there's Nashu. And that should do it. Now to take this medicine and... Poor Ayame. It feels like it's been forever, though definitely less than a year, I'm sure. What brings you to Raz-dat-Han? Enjoying a spot of adventuring, or perhaps... Ah, then you'd heard. It's true. Inspector Hildebrand's gone into hibernation again, and... Ah, wait, you're giving me that look. The one that screams, what about the whole weird portal business? Alright, since you silently asked. So back in the Ruby Sea, remember how Greg got doused with Dew Prism and was forced to whisk us all far away? How that strange rift then opened up, which the Inspector then got sucked up into, and how I followed him in after that? Yes. Well, after that, we all ended up in this bizarre place. Couldn't tell up from down, left from right, and so we wandered, lost and confused. Fortunately, Greg came to his senses and explained that we were in the interspectoral rift, and then used the same trick to bring us home. Greg himself stayed behind, though. Something about a score that he had to settle. I'm not sure what that was about, but hey, you know Greg. Anyway, we're back now, but the rub is that Inspector Hildebrand hasn't opened his eyes once. I know he needs his beauty sleep, but it's been an awfully long time, and we've got cases to solve. I've been trying my hand at apothecary stuff, seeing if I can make something to get him up and moving, but nothing seems to work. Are you just randomly mixing stuff together? But I think we're making progress. Me and Mr. Chupacabra from the Shaksuka concern, that is. Remember Mr. Chupacabra, right? And got sucked in the rift along with us, former evil mastermind. Not so bad once you got to know him. Yeah, you. It's Jubraka. I'm pleased to meet you once more and under less compromising circumstances. If I may correct our mutual friend, I am Jubraka, chairman of the Sajatra concern. Yeah, you. Your distrustful and somewhat bloodthirsty glare is not unwarranted, but in my defense, who among us is not contemplating enslaving the rich and powerful to bend to the world to their whim? I pray you forgive me my poor joke, and allow me to assure you that after wandering the interdimensional rift for the sisters only know how long, I am a changed man. Naturally, I understand that words alone will not suffice to absolve me of my sins. Thus, since my return, I have operated a humble apothecary that caters to the needs of one and all. Furthermore, I made arrangements for Miss Nashu's workshop. Rest assured that I will spare no effort in helping her see Inspector Hildebrand awakened and returned to full health. And with that, if you would excuse me, I must see to other business. Isn't he the nicest ex-villain you've ever met? Ah, that's right. I had just finished my latest medicine. I've got high hopes for this new recipe. I suppose I'll have to get a look at the Manderville man himself. We have an idea what's going on. We've been through similar situation. By all means, the inspector is resting up in a room in coma. Awake or asleep, I'm sure he'd enjoy your company. Let's go. All right. So it's way over there in coma, so we'll just teleport ourselves once we get back to the Aetheryte Plaza. Stuck in slumber from which he cannot be awoken. Sounds familiar. Alright, there he is. Alright, Nashu. Isn't this room nice? Mr. Chupacabra is taking care of everything, even paid the rent in full. Ah, but I'm distracting you, aren't I? You need to concentrate while you examine the inspector, yes? Study the sleeping Inspector Hildebrand. Yeah, alright. Alright, let's see. Hildebrand's leg. The exquisite buckles of the stylish footwear are designed unique to House Manderville. These shoes would almost certainly fetch a small fortune in the markets. Hildebrand's arm. Rippling muscles bespeak impressive strength, while smooth skin suggests that only the rarest of occasions does the man resort to violence. Troubling, his limbs are stiff and cool to the touch, as if the blood runs cold in his veins. And his face. Rugged features belie what is, at closer glance, the sensitive mien of a cultured gentleman. While he still breathes, he appears to be locked in a deep slumber. The inspector's condition is disturbingly reminiscent of the scions who were summoned to the first for a time. Hmm? Oh, finished already? Any theories on what's wrong with the inspector? Well, he's a soulless husk, which is less than ideal. I see. I mean, I don't, but that's what you're supposed to say at times like this. I know that much. How do we wake him up? We need to get his soul back from wherever it happens to be. Return his soul to his body, but where did it go, and what is it doing there? Probably went to the first to become the Gentleman of Darkness, as you do. I see. Right. So, can you go there? Yeah, I can. Great. In that case, I'll leave the soul searching to you. I'm sure it goes without saying, but once you've arrived in this otherworldly world, look for a place that smells of mystery and intrigue and chat with people there. That's standard agent of inquiry protocol. Oh, and since this is Inspector Hildebrand we're talking about, don't be surprised if you find him asleep or having forgotten a thing or two. But not to worry, I have prepared my traditional medicine just in case. Don't hesitate to use it, and with that, do take care out there. By your medicine, you mean explosives. Alright then. Let's head to the Crystarium. Actually, how far away is it? Down there. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and head over to the Wandering Stairs. No, Musica Universalis. And then we'll head to the Wandering Stairs. Leonard. Welcome back, friend. I'd offer you a pint, but my barman sense tells me that's not why you're here. Seen any gentlemen of late? So this friend of yours has gone missing? Sorry to hear that, but plenty of travelers pass through these parts. Could you describe the fellow to me? Hume, burly, wears a monocle, well-meaning idiot. Yes, it sounds familiar. Mind you, I didn't see him myself, but I do believe one of our bounty hunters spied such a man when you were all battling that horde of spectral warriors. Gio, come here a moment. There is someone who wants to speak with you. Ah, that's so... Make it quick. This ale isn't going to drink itself. Ah, Fanina Yame, what brings you back to our neck of the woods? Now that you mention it, I did see someone like that back there on the battlefield after you ran off to do more hero work. At first, I thought he was going to attack me like the rest of the Spirit Watsits, but no, he just stood there, striking a pose, trying to scare or seduce me. Damned if I could tell. But still, he was glowing, and I wasn't about to take any chances, so I said, hey, piss off, ghost, and send him packing. So he was one of the spectral warriors that was summoned during that whole incident. Did he die, you ask? To which I say, what am I, a Kyrugian? Also, I've kept my mug waiting long enough. Good talk. Could it be the Warrior of Darkness? Hello, guys. What's up? I thought that was your voice, but I was convinced my ears were playing tricks on me. It's good to hear you. See you again. I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but we overheard you discussing the renegade poser. We've been searching for him for some time now. There have been sightings in Lakeland, you see. Vonnegut and I have been tasked with getting to the bottom of it. We have little in the way of useful information, though. All we know is that he appears without warning and strikes a disturbing pose. He's not caused any harm, if you discount the shock of a strange man gesticulating in your general direction, that is. Nevertheless, we're worried his behavior might escalate. Have you been tasked with apprehending the miscreant as well? Not quite, Vonard. I always come back to track down a missing friend. You're a miscreant, I regret to say, might be my friend. Yes. The man you're looking for might be one and the same, then why not work together? Between the three of you, you're bound to have better luck. It would be an honor and a great help. We're just about to leave to gather testimony, as it happens. Come and join us in Sullen when you're finished here. We'll solve this mystery in no time. All right. Western locals in Sullen. Way out there. Fortunately, there's no Aetherites really close, so... we'll have to get as close as we can and fly the rest of the way. Alright, I'll be back once we're in the area. Alright, we're in Sullen. Now, to find the people we're looking for. Alright, villager. Did I see him? You bet I did. I was crossing through the forest of the Lost Shepherd on my way to deliver fish to the Osel Imperative. Out of nowhere, this odd man leapt in front of me. I thought he was a bandit at first, but then he abruptly turned to the side, curled his neck, and put his fist to his head as if to say, I don't know. It was baffling. I ran when I realized he wasn't going to do anything else. That sounds like our guy. Elder? Oh, that fellow? I saw him the other day on the way home from Clearmount. I'd enjoyed one too many libations after my bath and ended up wandering off into the forest. Before I knew it, the sun was dipping low and the sky turning dark, and I was beginning to wonder if I'd ever make it home when I felt a gentle tug at my arm. Would you believe it? This odd-looking man led me out of the forest and sent me back on the road. I thanked him profusely, but he said nothing in reply, just struck this pose and walked off. Alright, and a sullen woman. Why, yes, I saw someone like that when I was out picking mushrooms in the forest. He even spoke to me. I was repulsed at first by his form, but he only wanted to warn me of that fell beasts lurk in the forest and I should be wary. Contrary to appearances, I say he was actually quite gentlemanly. Alright then. I think we have... we have what we're looking for. Alright. Taylor. Finished questioning the locals, have you? Were you able to learn anything? Yep. Not only has the poser caused no harm, he's even helped people? So he's a gentleman, albeit a suspicious one. Something of a contradiction, might say, but there's no reason to doubt what we heard. Everyone seemed to encounter him in the forest of the Lost Shepherd, right? Then that's where we'll look next, shall we? Alright, then we're off to the forest of the Lost Shepherd. Which is just over here. Alright, what do we find? Well, here we are, but how exactly are we supposed to begin our search? These woods are, well, woods. Got a plan, do you? Far be it from me to doubt the warrior of darkness. Show us what you've got in mind, and we'll back you up to the best of our ability. We're gonna go start posing. Do we do the Manderville or the Manderville Mambo? Let's do the Manderville Mambo. If anything is going to work. Hark, what familiar gentlemanly gyrations are these? He has wings, and he painted his face. Light Warden, the Forgiven Gentleman. I don't think you're a Sin Eater, buddy. It isn't the first time he's thought he's something he isn't. On your guard. It's a Sin Eater. Wait. No, wait. That's no Sin Eater. Yeah. Yeah. We'll deal with this the usual way. It's Hildebrand. Hildebrand? Who is this Hildebrand of whom you speak? I am the Forgiven Gentleman, Devourer of Sins, Light Warden Extraordinaire. You might occasionally moonlight as a zombie overlord, but trust me, you're a gentleman inspector. Inspector, Sin Eater, Inspector, Sin Eater. You're acquainted with this, gentleman? Yeah, a bit. Right then. Clearly your friend has been through a lot, but still, how did he get it in his head he's a Sin Eater? Is there no way to bring back his memories? Yeah, we can use Nashu's medicine. Bingo. Explosives? We're trying to save him, right? Yeah. Trust me. Nice try. Nice save. Alright, set us up. And give him the spike. There we go. Wicked White, we've killed him. Nah. Don't worry about it. He's fine. I say, Ayame, I resign myself to Nashu's ungentle methodology, but you too, my brutish friend? Yeah, don't even ask. But never mind that. I do not recall the world being quite so purple. Previously, I was with Nashu and Greg, wandering the bizarre, shadowy realm known as the Interspectoral Rift. Oh, we're gonna echo on him. And them too. Right, because they got awoken to the echo. Where am I? Who am I? Alright, Giot. Sickening light. That aggressive posturing. I know what you are. You're one of them, ain't you? What you need is a good old-fashioned dwarven decking. Piss off, ghost. Buried in the side of a mountain. A sin eater. Yeah, I'd run away from that too. Run for your lives! It's a sin eater. A sin eater? That's where you got it in your head that you were a sin eater. All right then. I'll be damned. I saw a vision of the man's past. No wonder he became convinced he was a sin eater. I saw it too. It was quite possibly the most ridiculous memory I've ever glimpsed. Answer me, my faithful assistant. Where are we, and why is it so purple? The first? The first what? Are you telling me we somehow traveled to an entirely different world? Yes. Good gods, to think I have transcended the very boundaries of time and space. But worry not. My adoring fans, Hildebrand, Agent of Inquiry, and Inspector Extraordinaire, will return to you forthwith. Alright. We need to get his soul back home, though. Alright, Hildy. Well, I enjoyed what time I spent in this far-flung forest. I can remember. We should be getting back to our own world soon. Would you happen to know how I might go about doing that? You gotta get your soul into a soul, spirit vessel, right. Restore my soul with a spirit vessel? Say no more. Your cursory description was more than enough for me to grasp the concept completely. It's not unlike brewing the perfect cup of coffee, which means our task is clear. We require the services of a skilled soul sommelier. We require the services of Becklog. Splendid. I see even in this world you rub soldiers with the cream. Let us pay this Becklug a visit. I'm not sure what you're planning to do with souls, but if you require Becklug's assistance, we can help. Aye, they evaded us time and again, and I reckon they'd do the same for your friend here. Come with us to the Cabinet of Curiosity. Alright. Back to the Cabinet of Curiosity. Or off to the Cabinet of Curiosity. Alright, there they are. If you're ready, I'll call for Becklug. Ah, the genius soul sommelier. You come highly recommended by Ayame, and what an adorable little puppy you have. Soul what? A puppy? I beg your pardon, there seems to be some confused... Puppy? Who is this imbecile, Ayame? I have half a mind to make him dig a hole so I can throw him in it. I presume he is a friend of yours and one I need to know less? Yeah. He's another one of those disembodied souls. Wait, another of your friends that needs to be sent back to the source? Have you forgotten how complex and difficult it was to do the last time? Eddie waltzed in here and asked me this favor with the air of one shopping for a new hat? Yeah. His case is no different from the others, at least. He is present only in soul, as they were. Well, you know this spirit vessel, of course. You don't happen to have one on you already, do you? We do, actually. And trust you by the Crystal Exarch, you say? If you only knew how you were using it. Fortunately, I have a Porxie on hand. We've been using it to treat patients at the risk of transforming it into eaters. But I suppose it's due for a change of pace. There is, however, one concern. In case I didn't make it clear before the process can place great strain upon one's soul. If he is lacking in resilience, there is a chance his will not survive. Oh, his soul. That his very essence will be rent asunder. That's a risk I'm willing to take. I always have to be implausibly anticlimactic for him to die like that. Yeah, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. Some of you may die, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. Ah, Ayame knows me too well. I assure you, my good sommelier, who is most certainly not a dog, you needn't worry for Hildebrand Heliodor Maximilian Manderville. Yeah, he'll be fine. Yes, I get the distinct impression that the gods themselves could not kill him if they tried, and they have. Come along then. Hilda, I can't be bothered to remember that name. 1,000 thanks. Simply point me to the soul siphon and I shall hop right in. The rest of you can wait here. I promise I won't hurt him, no matter how much I might be tempted. You'll be pleased to know that the process was smooth and uneventful. Honestly, I was hoping for more of a challenge. All you need to do is take his spirit vessel back to the source and bring it in contact with his corporeal body. You should awaken immediately with his soul and memories intact. Thank you. If there's nothing else, Varner and I should be getting back to our duties. It was a pleasure, Yame, if all too brief. I won't pretend I understood even a fraction of what happened, but I'm glad I was here for it. To we meet again, rest assured that Thaler and I will be doing our damnedest to look after the people here in your absence. Alright then, that was relatively painless. Alright. Back to Razdaran. Alright, we got what we need. But he's missing. You're back, and not a moment too soon. We have an emergency on our hands. Alright, what's up? The inspector's soul is in this, you say? That's great, but we have another problem now. The inspector's body has gone missing. We went to the markets to do some shopping, and when we came back, he was nowhere to be seen. I double-checked that every door was locked before we left, but there's nothing to suggest someone forced their way in. We got a case on our hands, the case of the evaporating inspector. We must begin our investigation at once. Come, let's start looking for witnesses. Alright, you see anything? Devaz? Did I see anyone getting carried out of that house, you asked? I was too distracted with stock taking to make note of any comings and goings. Sorry I couldn't be of more help. My bots? I didn't see anyone carry a person out of that house, no. But I did see a man carrying a particularly large sack. So heavy he strained to lift it. I didn't think much of it at the time, but now that you mention it, it was a bit suspicious. A dubious individual. This is a most distressing situation indeed. Alright, Nashu. Ah, there you are. This man says he has vital information that will help us in our investigation. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am Delian, Editor-in-Chief of the Thavnarian Truth, a monthly publication devoted to exploring unexplained and otherworldly phenomena of our isle. Your companion shared with me news of your friend's disappearance, and I happen to know precisely who is behind the incident, but I fear you may not like the answer, for the kidnapper is not of this star. They come from the heavens, from beyond the great expanse. They descend in curious saucer-shaped airships to study our world, our society, our beings, our very bodies. You shudder, no doubt, as you realize of whom I speak. It couldn't be, you protest. But oh, it could, and it is. Your dear friend, the inspector, has been abducted by aliens. Oh no. We found someone weirder than Hildebrand. Oh, but he'll be fine, you assure yourself. After all, they just want to understand us better. You poor, deluded child. They do, but to what end? Why else? They might one day take over our world. What's worse, they plot to do so with the aid of collaborators. For the Charlians are in league with our would-be overlords, providing the aliens with vital information on our vulnerabilities in exchange for a position of power within their regime. The final days was also the work of these alien invaders, an attempt to sow chaos, that our world would be easier to conquer. Blessedly, it was thwarted, if only by dumb luck, by those that did the thwarting, as those that did the thwarting were blissfully unaware of the true nature of the threat. You know, you're not exactly that far off, which is kind of scary. I had hoped the setback would discourage the aliens from coming back. if not moved them to abandon their ambitions, but it seems events have only emboldened them, if they are indeed carrying out abductions here in Ras Al-Han. Even as we speak, your friend lays prone on a sterile bed on their base on the surface of the moon, where they poke and probe him with inscrutable instruments as their floppy ears wiggle with fiendish delight. But I have said too much. I must continue my investigation in secret. The fate of our world is at stake. Oh no, that sounded awful. We have to go to the moon and save the inspector at once. At least he got the floppy ears part right. So you don't think the inspector is somewhere getting probed by aliens? But if not them, who's probing him? A man carrying a suspiciously large sack. That sounds promising. Maybe someone else can tell us more. Alright, Nashu. Someone up ahead may have seen something. Let's ask around. And Nashu's now accompanying us. Excellent. Actually, there's no aetheryte close. If I'm reading the map correctly. Well, there is a spot to stop and talk. Discuss the Arcosodra. Pariga and his family are the nicest people. They've got such gentle eyes and long snouts, too. Longer than anyone I've ever met in Eorzea. Yeah, they do. Daritri? The man with the sack? Indeed, I couldn't help but take note of him as he passed, trying so very hard to be inconspicuous as he was. He descended to Alzadal's path, then went over to the fountain, where he met with a merchant, I believe. Such a hefty sack it was. My mind was racing with the possibilities of what it might contain. That had to be our man, right? We need to hunt down that merchant. Alright then. The easy way. Nashu, what do you want to talk about here? Discuss the fountain. It's incredible, isn't it? It reminds me of the giant statue of Lord Godbert at the Gold Saucer. Once the inspector's back on his feet, we'll have to show him. There is a traveling merchant over here. A man with a large sack? Ha! You bet I saw him. In fact, I sold him my chocobo. At first, I told him to get lost. That bird and I go way back and so forth, but he was in a hurry and his offer was very generous. When you're in my line of work, you can't afford to get too sentimental, and now I can buy a whole stable's worth of chocobos. Did he say where he was planning to go next? He was wondering about something having to do with Saltwind's welcome in a hurry. Probably why he was desperate for a chocobo. It's a long way to go on foot, never mind the sack. Did you hear that, Naomi? We need to head to Saltwind's welcome right away. Alright then, we're heading out to Saltwind's welcome. Closest teleport is the Great Work. Alright, let's get over there. Alright, should be somewhere in this vicinity. There we are. And it's pouring rain. Nashu. Here we are, which means the mysterious man with the mysterious sack must be near. Keep your eyes peeled. Over there. That man is definitely up to no good. Well, there's a large sack, and there's our large man. Maybe he's waiting for a co-conspirator. We should stay out of sight and watch what happens. Well, look who it is. Ah, Mr. Chupacabra, but he expressly told us he had put the evil schemes behind him. He wouldn't lie, would he? The goods appear to be none the worse for wear. Very well, your payment as promised. My client will be most pleased. Okay then. Oh no, is he going to feed the inspector that giant sea monster? It's an honor and a pleasure as always, Dr. Lugay. I have faith this specimen will meet with your satisfaction. Wait a minute. Aren't you in the Tower of Babel? So this is the one said to be the strongest, most resilient in all the world. The Manderville man? None other. He has weathered countless explosions and a multitude of martial abuses, including a devastating suplex I myself did witness. It is even said he survived the journey to Dalamud itself, and survived the Lesser Moon's fall with nary a scratch. Most fortunately for us, he has fallen into a coma from which I am assured he will never awake. You're free to do with his body as you please. Even the mightiest warriors can't fight while asleep. Those meddlers may have gotten the better of me and my beautiful boy in the Tower of Babel. Oh, so someone else. Well, my next child will be all but invincible. With this body, mine to command, I will exact a bloody, grievous, glorious revenge. Forgive me my boldness, Dr. Lugay, but when might I expect the rest of my payment? I have debts that must be repaid. Worry not. With the Talofroy gone for good, the vast fortune of House Brutus is entirely at my disposal. I shall shower you with wealth, my loyal minion. And gladly shall I accept the spoils, Doctor, and resolved never to renounce my wicked ways, for surely this time I will suffer no comeuppance. Incoming comeuppance. No, not you, not now. I must away. Wait, Doctor, look at my payment. Wake up, Inspector. Just gonna heave it over. You probably want to get that soul vessel back. Could it be? The world is no longer purple. Stop moving, damn you. You're supposed to be the comatose centerpiece of my glorious revenge. You pushed a button. For one of the missiles. Or not. Nope, that one. Mummy! Not quite. Not again. Return to sender. I don't think that's what you wanted to do. No. As I said, return to sender. And looks like that you're off to answer some questions. I say, that was a rather dramatic series of events to awaken to, but more importantly, after a brief detour, I find myself in my own world once more. My most sincere apologies for causing you such trouble, my loyal assistants, but rejoice, for Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, has made his triumphant return. A flying saucer. Now he's actually being abducted by aliens. Wait, Inspector. I knew it! An alien abduction, and to think I would have the chance to witness one with my own eyes. This month's issue of the Thavnarian Truth shall be the best one yet. I did also see the Lalafell getting sucked up as well. And just when I thought we finally had the Inspector back, off he went and then came back and then floated off again. Alright, Nashu. I know it's not the first time he's taken to the skies without warning, but still, it's always a little disappointing. So there's no use crying over flying inspectors. Let's return to Razdad. Alright, let's head back to the Razdad and see what we're gonna do. Oh, Inspector, why have you left me again, and where have you gone? No, this won't do. Get it together, Nashu. There's a case to be solved. Just you wait, Inspector. Your loyal assistant Nashu will solve the mystery of your disappearance. Again. And don't you worry, Ayame. As soon as I have a new lead, you'll be the first to know. Till next time. Meanwhile, in Mare Lamentorum. And unceremoniously deposited on the moon. The tiny little alien. All right. And I think with that, we will stop here. Conclusion of that first chapter. All right. So, we will pick up here next episode, and it looks like we'll be heading to the moon again. All right. So for now, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.